The truth is that the 5D mystic, self-empowered woman, man or they might they be, will always bring human, spiritual, and spirituality together, because that is what love and integration are all about. Now, I'm attachment trauma informed, so now I know how to use words that can help those who are whole 3-year-old hearts to know the truth that they've always known, Christ consciousness. And that would be, lovely Jesus, thank you, because we know you are not welcomed with trust, but you are welcomed with mistrust. You are also welcomed with non-acceptance, fear, and disbelief, as are the 5D mystics and mystics overall. But then again, the 5D know how to be okay with the woo-woo-ness, because again, we are a group of people that are not the flat earthers. So the 4D, they are on a Elsa journey. They don't know the truth, which is that their inner child seeks to return home to their own body. So if you do not overflow with humanity, divinity cannot descend. Thank you, Sadhguru, for being here. He is the spirituality guru that I follow, but my spirituality calling was brought forth, thank you, Jesus, as a human being who walked with all, talked with all. In fact, he was again welcomed not in the same manner of faith. Today people use the name, and they don't use the name as the guide that he was here to be, nor do the 4D again. When they think they're anointed and they think of their twin flames as not awakened, or their oversoul, and when they call part of their oversoul energy vampires and dark auras, they don't know the truth about them being human babies, and technology and science is not being our enemy, and that spirituality and sciences are really one and the same, because we're the pieces of consciousness that use information to enlighten. That's because we have no laundry in our lovely body. The ones of us who have whole 3-year-old hearts, it's because we have an inner child that lives and breathes. The alchemy is not of the stars in the sense of it being magical powers, but even if it were magic, we know science is magic that works, and miracles are actually aspects that, in this episode, I'm going to give you food for thought as always. And here's where I'm a 5D mystic. I'm a self-empowered woman because I'm my own 0-1-year-old. And my 3-year-old, thank you, mom and twin. Because my twin is the little human baby that was next to me. And then my mom gave me the child-centric environment. And my body is Maria's body. And you got a 3-year-old right in front of you. I have no shame. And when I went to this lovely opportunity, I was gifted to go to First Communion. I remember my confirmation. My First Communion, I was smaller, younger. So I remember that less. But I do remember my confirmation because it was when I had my first light body expansion. That's the only reason I was able to recognize as a mystic the further expansions that took place. So mystics, we're not more special, no. I would say that any person who will join our community will already know we're human babies and we're spirituality, because we know our way of life is going to have meaning and connection beyond the solo self. That's because we do know that we don't want to die today. So we have a relationship with our secondary consciousness. That's the appreciation for life. And by not losing our inner child, we know that every person is kind and a child inside. If they don't let that inner child come out, they got the trauma charges, the defectiveness, heartbroken, gut-wrench stuff going on. Okay, some trauma attachment informed again. And love is your oxytocin gene hormone and mine when you and I are in a securely attached, regulated nervous system. So what happens when a healthy self-worth woman, which is what I am, is a teenager and meets unhealthy self-worth people? I will notice it. And as Jesus shared with me, turn the other cheek, forgive, do not cast no stone, be humble, and remember what you stand for. So faith to me has always been the essence of love and life, of being healthy self-worth. Thank you, Terry Real. Can't wait to join you later on. How you explain it's not superior. Those are the grandiosity people, the 7 of 14 charming that pull wool over Elsa people's eyes, and they're the same ones who think that they can pull, they do pull the wool over some people. The ones who don't go and get good childhood trauma therapy from people like Patrick Tiahan, or to at least a community to understand what a martyr superior is. So 4D think they're more special and anointed, which is why they're on Elsa's journey, and they eventually become squirrels and Ursulas. That's what I see when I hear the whole technology and sciences is taking your divinity away or humanity away, or basically there's some spiritual warfare when they're reading the energies this way. Okay, so the martyrs, they also go around and look at people and tell them that they're going to die, or that there's some negative energies and entities around them, and they don't get attachment and trauma informed. So they scare people. Yeah. So the inferior ones, the ones who feel like that, they're the ones who turn into squirrels as well. And again, this is not actually competition. So it's something called, they don't have their inner child in the forefront. They are not assimilating information from courses to get empowered, because otherwise I'd see them becoming more loving by the minute. Like I have become in my 44 years of life. I've moved into establishing my solo polyamory status thanks to all the lovely twin flames and soulmates that are part of my oversoul. And it is the most amazing journey to be able to share with you that I already knew the 5D collective was going to be at ease with what was coming, and we get to participate in my lovely community, the IHP community. So it's people who don't put up with the shit of 3D, 4D, but we also know how to be in the right silence with ignorant, maladaptive child behavior, because those are the martyr superiors, or the blamers, victims who need a good therapist, not you. Not you or I, because we don't affect people's states of consciousness. So we choose the right silence because an adaptive child doesn't hear you. Thank you, Cherry Real, again. And that's because they actually think they know everything. In fact, there's a quite annoying attitude, because I know that as a child I was annoying, as a teenager I was annoying, and when I got told things, I heard. And I heard. And I evaluated and I learned. And so I have learned from my twin and my mother the most important lessons, the fathers as well. Of course, my business, it's all done with my immediate herd. So when I have partners, those people are not my unfinished business. I don't bring to them any of my, because I don't project. This is the part about when you learn how to love the 5D way. It's called, I'm going to speak to you, and I'm going to be a direct communicator. So a self-empowered woman is not going to project or be trauma bonded or do limerence or do any of what the saga of the twin flame, those people that are doing that, yes, they're not doing spirituality journey. Or at least what I should say is they need a good therapist to expand their window of tolerance, because they will be doing what is pseudo-aliveness and clinical dissociation, and I've seen it. And when I shared the information, they refute it because the adaptive child's not ready to meet the 3-year-old, as the therapists have informed me in my courses. And though they won't just refute it, they're going to project shit in my face, which I know how to handle. Again, go watch the How We Handle Ignorant 3D, 4D. But let me continue to share about love and integration. So integration of the brain is when you use your right and left mode, which is why every person is beautiful just the way they are. And in fact, if there's one thing that I love, is meeting all my divine masculines, particularly the emotionally, mentally empowered ones, because they're the ones that are intellectually savvy, and then they complement the divine feminine that is in me, and then I get to become a person who can expand my words more. They show up fully and completely as their beautiful self. They know that magic works through them. So that doesn't mean that they change who they are. No. They stay exactly who they are, and then they bring to me who they are without being a Cusco attitude. So if a person has a mood, they know how to say, I'm sorry I had a mood, yesterday, this is what happens. Grown-ups can say, you're a shit. No, you're a shit. And instead, sensitive egos, you can't talk to them about politics, religion. You can't talk to them about anything interesting because they stay fixed in these rigid schemes. So, we're a different community. We are Mahasamadhi Samadhi. We explore with Krishna, Leela, Shiva, and Kali. So that means that you're a curious, open, accepting, and loving person who loves education like I do, and who also loves healthy self-worth partners and emotionally and mentally mature people. So it means that whether you are pro-choice or not, see, I have nice conversations. We can talk about it passionately, and we can make sense of it and actually do something productive. And then at the end of the day, we're going to go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and do it again. And really, we're going to have to go vote. And we don't make up some bullshit story of what's going to happen at the end of the day because, the teenagers. I have some people sometimes that they're just absurdly absurd, yelling at me how they're going to laugh at me from afar as, things take action movie. People who are not their inner child, they live action movies. We don't. So 5D mystics, come on over, and empowered people who want 5D relationships, please. We are woo-woo pseudoscience. It's okay. We bring human, spiritual, and spirituality elements together. Subjective experiences of an empowered woman with empowered men and days that will join us, and we get to be ourselves for real, not pretend. We also get to be and lead by example. Thank you, Jesus. Christ consciousness. It's integration of the brain without trauma charges. It's inner growth mindset, and it's always love. Tune in for more.